Hi, and welcome to CPA-sandiego.com. Let's talk about tax filing preparation. The income tax form you will need to file for your business depends on the business entity that you established when you started your business. You will need to review your business records to see what entity you formed and follow the IRS guidelines on how to report your business income. The tax filing requirements differ for each type of entity. CPA San Diego notes that the business entities available to those starting a business are sole proprietorship, general or limited partnership, C corporations, S corporations, limited liability company, and limited liability partnership. While there are many tax and non-tax issues to consider when choosing a business entity, here's a general summary of the income tax filing requirements for each entity. Sole proprietorships do not need to file a separate tax return. The sole proprietorship's business activities, i.e. the income and expenses of the business, are reported on Schedule C or Schedule C-EZ, profit or loss from business, of the owner's individual income tax return, Form 1040. Any net income that is shown on Schedule C is taxed as an ordinary income on the owner's tax return. Any net loss reduces the owner's ordinary income. Income from partnerships and LLCs are passed through to the individual partners of the partnership or members of the LLC and taxed at the individual level. Partnerships and most LLCs do not need to file an income tax return. However, as CPA San Diego knows, these entities are required to file an annual information return, Form 1065, providing the IRS with information on the payments made to their individual partners and members. The IRS compares the information from these filings to the individual's tax returns to ensure that the payments are being included as income. Corporations and their owners/shareholders are required to file separate income tax returns, Forms 1120 and Form 1120S. For tax purposes, there are two types of corporations, C corporations and S corporations. Income generated by a C corporation is subject to taxation at the corporate level and the individual level. Pre-tax income is taxed at the corporate level, and dividends paid to shareholders are taxed at the individual level. An S corporation is a corporation that has made a special election to allow it to be treated as a corporation for legal purposes, but a pass-through entity like a partnership for income tax purposes. The income from an S corporation is passed through to the individual shareholders of the corporation and taxed at the individual level. However, an S corporation is required to file a separate tax return, Form 1120S. Publicly traded companies are legally obligated to file reports to regulatory bodies such as the Securities and Exchange Commission. CPA San Diego helps accountants prepare quarterly 10Q reports, annual 10K reports, and other documents such as annual reports and ownership change forms. Accounting departments also manage sales tax filings, Internal Revenue Service submissions, and local business licensing requirements. Now let me ask you, how healthy is your business? Business owners and managers need to know how their businesses are performing. Accurate accounting offers a profile of the financial health of the business. Balance sheets are routine reports created by accounting departments. These reports are useful to assess the business's financial condition on an ad hoc basis. Rather than presenting totals for a period of time, balance sheets present a running total of the assets, liabilities, and owner's equity in a business. Having sufficient money on hand for wages, utilities, raw materials, and debt obligations requires balancing the inflows and outflows of cash. Accountants prepare cash flow statements to track all the sources of income and cash outlays during a financial period. CPA San Diego shares that knowing where the money is going and how much money is in the bank allows managers to keep sufficient funds on hand to keep the daily operations of the business flowing. Stockholders, private investors, and business owners require knowledge of the financial progress of the company. Reports like income statements help present the overall financial results for a period of time. Income statements quantify the revenues, expenses, and the overall profit or loss of a period of time. An investor can use accounting-generated reports to make decisions about his or her stake in the company. You may also choose quarterly filing. As a self-employed individual, you may want to look into filing your taxes quarterly. CPA San Diego knows that at some point you may even be required to do so. While on the surface it may seem like more of a hassle doing your taxes 4 times a year, it's really not as complicated as it sounds. Essentially, you will estimate your tax liability for the upcoming year based on your prior year's taxes and pay it in 4 quarterly installments. This is beneficial in that you are not hit at the end of the year with a whopping tax bill due. Let's talk about deadlines. A tax filing deadline is one deadline you never want to miss. For small businesses, there are many taxes and deadlines to keep straight. If you don't have money to pay, go ahead and file your returns by the due date. You'll sidestep the failure to file penalty. If the next deadline comes and you still can't pay, attach Form 9465, an installment agreement request, to propose your own monthly payment date and amount. If you are self-employed, pay the self-employment tax, which includes income tax and Social Security tax on these dates: April 15th, June 15th, September 15th, and January 15th of the following year. For more information and to schedule a free consultation, please visit us at cpa-sandiego.com.